Absolutely. I mean, I've said this for years. What good is a hospital? It serves no purpose but to kill a lot of people. I mean, I won't say that I'm not tearing them down in the sense that, but I am, because I spent a lot of years in three of them, and I saw the same thing going on in all three of them. And now they're ripping people like crazy. We got one hospital down here that needs to be investigated. Fawcett Hospital is unbelievable, and there's one case here where she's going to turn it over to the state attorney general's office for price gouging, and I mean serious price gouging. I mean, not even within the ballpark. One small chest X-ray and one EKG, $9,000. So the state attorney general's office needs to file suit against this, charges against this hospital, because you can't do that. You can't rip somebody off, even if they have insurance. I mean, that's what you see always in hospitals, but that's why we're all in trouble. So once they become detox centers, the ERs will become better, because the tools we have in herbology that have less toxic effects, especially and also in reflexology, the tools we have to pull people out of cardiac arrest where other methods don't work. We have, for the burns, we have the top. Nobody does burns like naturopaths that use botanicals. No one. I mean, no one can outbeat our ability to deal with burns. Without scarring and without mutation and without skin grafting. You know, there's so much in this field that's incredible. Let me see. Yeah, the famous anti-cancer doctor died, huh? Oh well. I had to ease back on the fruit that caused my teeth. Yeah, I mean, if you have to, you have to. You know, back up, do the vegetables. Stay away from the citruses if you have to, particularly the pineapples, unless they're ripe off a plant. Some of your berries, strawberries, Remember, Canada wouldn't allow our strawberries in because they had too many pesticides? It's amazing. I think blueberries will be better. Good ripe bananas, your grapes and things, but if you're still too sensitive, you want to check your parathyroid here and make sure you're utilizing calcium. You might have to step down to a green program for a while and then go on up to the fruit level. You know, sometimes we have to do that. There's no shame or anything in doing that, and doesn't mean fruits are bad. They're just very powerful and very aggressive in people. And bulk of you see are doing quite well on them. It's a shame us folks a little north don't get the good ripe fruits. You know what? We don't get good fruit either. I just had a guy in here yesterday retiring in a month, and he's got a place in Costa Rica, and he's not sure where he wants to move, Florida or Costa Rica. And I said, well, that's a no-brainer for me. Think of your food source. And this rinse your mouth with bicarb, good feedback there, guys. Absolutely. Use sodium bicarbonate, aluminum free, and work with that. Use our Heal All tea in your mouth. Gargle and hold it in your mouth and clean those gums of yours and get your lymph moving. Get your lymph moving in your body so you can start utilizing calcium better. Pick up your parathyroid gland. What about sickle cell anemia? Absolutely. I mean, I get a lot of those cases in here. The problem with the people that come in here sometime, and sickle cell is another good one, they don't stay with me. And it's affordability problems, and most of the people that came in with sickle cell to me has been the younger blacks. And so, they haven't stayed with the programs. Pretty tough programs, but we all have our genetics in the liver and the spleen and in different parts of the body. And so different cultures have predominantly different weaknesses in certain places. The Asian people have weaknesses in certain places. The Germans haven't, so it just depends when you see the areas you were raised in, the types of food you were raised on, and that sort of thing. You start to see these genetics and downlines and things. But everything can be regenerated, guys. Everything. Thank you, Angel. You're talking about me. Thanks. I love you. I'd like to be totally an angel. Miss Sweeps. Thank you all for your great comments, by the way. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, this is lady, Miss September. Mom died of pancreatic cancer. Sorry, sweetheart. I know it. You know what? Pancreatic cancer is not a difficult cancer to overcome either. I mean, I don't know why the medical doctors make such a big deal out of it. They can't cure any of them. So why would they make a big deal about pancreatic cancer? It's no worse than liver cancer for us. But then we don't treat cancer. So, we don't have any problems with cancers because we understand what cancer really is, and that is of a damaged cell and not a disease. If you look at things as diseases, well, of course, you're going to die from them because you're going to take the wrong method to try to overcome what is something much simpler. So it's sad that these things have to happen, It is. But again, nothing dies. Things are just reborn, reconfigured. But at the same time, when we're used to having our loved ones, I know it's hard to know that. If you knew more, you could visit her, and that soul, depends where the journey is, of course. I have a lot of females that talk to the soul that goes into their babies, and before they even enter the baby, and I've had one girl who was really good at that, and she would talk to the soul, and the soul would tell her exactly why that soul's coming into that body, and what they're here to learn, and pretty cool stuff. That's why I like the spiritual world. It's just so huge, so much joy, so much more expansive than this constipated event that we're having on this planet. Here's a colon cancer. Why Fabu, let's see, was killed by chemo and radiation. Yeah, I mean, this is what I see more than not, is what chemo and radiation does to the tissues of the body. This idea of using an acid 10 to 50 times hotter than the acid that damaged the cells in the first place is downright criminal. And I just wish that judges would wake up. A few of these judges lose their loved ones from chemo and stuff. Maybe they'll smarten up a bit and not be politically correct, and start realizing what's going on here. This saturating people's bodies with chemo and the use of radiation is beyond conscionable. It's just I just can't believe it. We're still in the torture part of each other. My dad, my best friend in the entire world, he died of sudden heart attack, and there was zero warning. I know. See, and this is the thing. This is why I like iridology. You can see things plaquing. You can see the lymph system. We all have to get to this, guys. That's all there is to it. Also, we still got a new. Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. But you know what? From here on, you guys are going to help save a lot of people. And I think the more of us that get focused and the more of us that take on helping others, we're going to be like a force to be reckoned with. And you can't beat truth. No one can look truth in the face and deny it. And the proof is in the pudding. Look at all the people you're helping already, guys. I'm getting feedbacks from you guys, and incredible. You guys are really doing well. Oh, and on my last video there, I was thanking Tamara for the Trevor's picture and everything. She made a comment on that. This is the little boy that makes me cry when I think about it. What the medical doctors did to this kid. These children are compromised in digestion and in their bowels and in their nervous systems. So this little fella, he all these formulas, like Ensure and Pedisure, they have the audacity to put this Ensure little bottle of plastic, nasty, gooky, high-protein, high-fat, nasty stuff in with fruits and vegetables and put their arms around them. They should be, well, you wouldn't like that, Lion Man, but, that's false advertising. They're nothing like fruits and vegetables. They're not close to the chemistry. They're not close to the magnetics. They have nothing in common. But this, the subconscious, subliminal advertising. But, of course, this baby couldn't handle these type of fats and proteins, so he always threw up. So you know what their solution was? Do a surgery on him and tie his stomach around his esophagus. That medical doctor should have went to jail right then. Right then. All the anesthesia got him. The boy would just quit breathing. The second time he quit breathing, they couldn't get him back. 8 months old. And he was only on our program about 4 days on the fruits and vegetables, and he looked, her comments was how much better he looked. And he didn't have the throwing up sin. Of course, his stomach was tight around his esophagus. And then they gave him Botox treatments in the rectum so he could poop. Now, why isn't those guys sitting in a court right now? I mean, you got to do that, Lion Man. You got to be able to stand up and change the conscience. Cause I'm a Zen kind of guy. Sad to hear about your dad. Yeah, I know it. It's sad cases, I tell you. But you know what? Life is always going, and death isn't really there. It's an illusionary. The soul never dies. You couldn't kill a soul no matter how hard you tried. But the bodies can come and go. Let me see. Thank you so much for all your comments. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of you guys, Dave. All of you guys, really nice comments here. Shoulder pain by eating lots of fruits, veggies. Yeah, you have to realize that healing crisis will pull pain out of the body, and sometimes, especially when you're in tremendous pain, you know, it's a really kind of a tug of war. Sometimes you might have to do vegetables a little more than fruits at first, because they're not near as powerful as the fruits, and fruits will really turn on the light. And so sometimes you just do what you have to do. Listen to your body. Work with intuitiveness. So you know when your body wants something and when it doesn't want something. And most of you are very spiritual beings. And I listen to how you talk, and you're intuitive, so listen to that intuitiveness. There's nobody over you with a club. You must be all raw. You must be all this. You know what? Yeah, okay. But you really want to find that balance. But these videos are about the deeper world of detoxification, which we need to visit, because these are the deeper worlds of tissue regeneration and genetic remembering of cells. And that's what I'm teaching you guys. Cellular regeneration and genetic remembering of these cells. And these cells make up tissue, and tissue makes up organs and glands and bones and skin. So we have to understand that the buck stops at the cell, and the two major fluids are directly responsible for the health of those cells. One feeds them, one cleans them. I can't think of anything much simpler. And of course, how many sides to chemistry are there? Only 2. I'm ramped up. Let's see, I'm ramped up with the grapes, black grapes recently, and I felt sometimes if I was taken by the foot and soaked into buckets of acid. Ooh, yeah, a lot of body hurting. See, this is what I'm saying. And man, this stuff pulls. Grapes are pretty nice on you too. Imagine if you were doing lemons. Whoo-hoo! This sometimes happens, and that shows how acidic you are, my friend. Okay.
He's already calling back.
All right. Well, she's calling too early. I'll cut it, but you got to be about 5 after, because I just gotta bring this up too. See how they beat me up? And let me see here if I can cover everything. I appreciate your comments, Douglas. All you guys are. You're talking about hot springs, Hunter Lester. Hot springs in Northern California. Never been, but sounds great to me. Here's another person, Juice Fasten Gene. Gatlinburg, Sevierville, you know that place. Yeah, I love that place. I'll have to get up there and get a little R&R. And look at that. I took a whole hour this morning, and look, I didn't even touch this. Oh, I'm going to have to take a whole day off and come in here and shoot a day's worth of videos. My God. Oh, and I got to go. So I apologize to you guys. I'll get you